Hola clase, soy señor Maresca. Well, before we begin the grammar point for lesson 7, another one, I just want to let you know that I'm running a contest. And the contest is you need to guess the name of this church. Now, you need to keep in mind that this church is located in Arizona. That's the only hint. It's located in Arizona. So, as soon as you come up with the answer, send me the answer through an email. And then as soon as all of my classes have taken a look at the picture, I will announce the winners. And by the way, the winner will get 5 tarjetas. So, take a close look again. And now, let's continue. Lección 7, the past subjunctive. Part 1 only. Okay, before we begin, let's do a little review to remember the subjunctive. Quiero que mis estudiantes estudian. I want my students to study. This is all the present tense. Remember the main clause verb in the indicative, present tense. And here we have the present subjunctive. Remember, whenever I want someone to do something, doesn't mean it's going to happen. I don't know, you don't know, no one knows. The future is a mist. The next one also is, es importante que el Señor descanse después de la operación. It's important. Present tense. Remember, main clause, present indicative. And now we have the present subjunctive because it's important that somebody do something. But just because it's important that I rest doesn't mean I'm going to. So, let's continue. So, señoritas, what if I talked about these same two statements, but in the past? That is, I wanted my students to study. Look how it's formed. I wanted my students to study. And it was important. It was important that Señor Maresca rest. It was important that he rest. Take a look at these. And as you can tell, señoritas, we're going to have, once again, a clause, a main clause, and that's indicative. That's our imperfect indicative. And this right here is going to be our past subjunctive. So, there it is right there with era. Remember, that's imperfect indicative, because you remember that the main clause is always in the indicative, but this right here will be what is called the past subjunctive. And that's what we're going to learn today. So, señoritas, do you remember the 5 uses of the subjunctive? We had 3 within noun clauses: will and influence, doubt, and also emotion. Do you remember those 3? Those were the noun clauses. Then we had adverbial clauses after conjunctions like para que, con tal de que. And finally we had adjective clauses expressing uncertainty, indefiniteness, so on and so forth. So with those same principles, those same 5 uses, we're now going to talk about things in the past. But before we do, we're going to learn how to form the past subjunctive. So this is part 1, how to form the past subjunctive. Part 2 is how to use it. So now this is real important, señoritas, so make sure you get this down. The formation of the past subjunctive comes from the preterite, our old friend the preterite. Just like we learned for the present subjunctive, the root came from the present indicative. Remember that 3-step process? Yo form of the indicative, drop the O, add the vowel opposite the conjugation. Now, for the past subjunctive, you're going to go to the preterite. And you're going to go to the third person plural. That is, the ustedes, ellos, and ellos form. Remember, each verb in the preterite, ustedes, ellos, and ellas form, end in an R-O-N. What you're going to do is drop the R-O-N. That will give you the stem. And then you're going to add the following endings. So now we have the endings. Remember, you need to go to the preterite, ellos, ellas, ustedes form, drop the R-O-N, and then you're going to add the following endings. Ra, ras, ra, ramos, rice, run. I like to make it a cheer. So I say, ra, ras, ra, ramos, rice, run. Take a look at the atención. Nosotros will have the written accent. There it is right there. That's the written accent. That will be on the stem of the preterite after you drop the R-O-N. So here's some examples for you. We have six verbs. Here are the preterite and ellos form. That's the preterite ellos form right there. Remember, they all end in an R-O-N regardless of what kind of verb they are. And then after you drop the R-O-N, you have the stem. And then you're going to add ra, ras, ra, ramos, rice, run. Ra, ras, ra, ramos. Note the accent there. Rice, run. And now just a nice reminder. Cuidado. Cuidado, señoritas. Cuidado. Come on. There it is. Remember all the irregulars? Remember the I stem, U stem, we all stem for J stem. Remember the hot dog verbs? They all apply here. In fact, I can tell you right now that the past subjunctive does not have any irregulars. They all come from the preterite. That's it. So you need to know your preterite irregulars, like dar. The ellos form was dieron. Drop the R-O-N. There's your endings right there. Decir, the J stem, and so on and so forth. Just make sure you review this. Look at ser and ir, right? Fueron, drop the R-O-N. Fuera, fueras, fuera, fuéramos, fuerais, fueran. We have a few more right here. You need to be careful. Come on, why is it not? Oh, there it is. Come on. There we go, right there. You need to remember these first three right here. Those were the hot dog verbs. Remember, in the ellos, el and ellos form, the stem occurred right there and there. Those were the hot dog verbs right there. So those first three. But take a look at the past subjunctive. Remember, ellos form of the preterite, drop the R-O-N, add ra, ras, ra, ramos, rice, run. So I have 6 verbs for you to take a look at. We have the verb tomar, tomaron. That's the preterite. Drop off the R-O-N. Look at Senor Maresca's doing. Dropping it off gives you the stem. Ra, ras, ra, ramos, rice, run. Estar. Remember, estar is a U stem. Remember, I stem, U stem. We all stem for J stem. Drop off the R-O-N and add ra, ras, ra, ramos, rice, run. 2 more here. The verb volver. Come on, there it is. Drop off the R-O-N. That's the preterite. Then we have volviera, volvieras, volviera, volviéramos, volvierais, volvieron. Remember leer. Leer takes that Y. Remember, because Spanish doesn't like an E, an I, and another E. They don't like 3 vowels in a row, so they naturally change that I to a Y. So we have leyeron. Then we get rid of the R-O-N. Leyera, leyeras, leyera, leyéramos, leyerais, leyeron. 2 more now, señoritas. The verb venir, right here, venir. Remember, this is an I stem verb. Remember, I stem, U stem, we all stem for J stem. Drop off the R-O-N. Then we have viniera, vinieras, viniera, vinieramos, vinierais, vinieron. And then we have a hot dog verb, class A. Yay, hot dog verb. Repitieron. That's the preterite. Drop off the R-O-N. And we have repitiera, repitieras, repitiera, repitiéramos, repitierais, repitieron. Well, that's it for part 1. Now we're going to continue with part 2. How to use the past subjunctive.